Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reading the parable Walking on the Sea by Matt 14:25-33, Mark 6:45-56, and John 6:16-21. Night fell. A strong wind arose. Everyone dispersed. Christ remained alone among the rocks. He prayed. Meanwhile, the disciples were sailing in complete darkness on the lake and could barely cope with the rising waves. A strong east wind was blowing, and the sea was rough. They had sailed almost to the middle of the sea and were completely exhausted. The waves were washing over the boat, and it was in danger. With his spiritual sight, Christ saw his disciples struggling to sail. About the fourth watch of the night, that is, before dawn, he walked towards them on the sea. The disciples, seeing him walking on the water, were alarmed. They did not believe their eyes, thinking that it was a ghost or an optical illusion. Their nerves were tense and tired. They were seized with terror and began to shout, pointing to each other at the apparition approaching them. And the waves were violently beating the boat, and suddenly they heard the distinct familiar voice of the teacher. "Be of good cheer, it is I. Do not be afraid." Matt 14:27. There was no doubt that it was Christ, but still, was this not a deception of sight and hearing? "Lord, if it be you," said Peter, "command me to come to you on the water." "Come," answered Christ. Cf. Matt 14:28. With bold determination and with full hope in the almighty power of his teacher and Lord, Peter stepped over the side of the boat. The waves picked him up, and he walked on the water to approach Jesus. Christ was very close when suddenly a strong gust of wind raised new huge waves. Doubt crept into Peter's soul. He became afraid and, beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me!" Jesus immediately stretched out his hand to him and, catching him, said, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" Matthew 14:31. Then Peter got into the boat with Christ, and immediately the wind died down and the waves ceased. All who were in the boat were amazed at what had happened. They came to Christ, worshipped him, and said, "Truly you are the Son of God." Matthew 14:33. And when they had crossed over, they arrived in the land of Gennesaret and landed on the shore. And when they had gone ashore, immediately the people recognized him and ran around that whole region and brought all the sick to Christ and asked him to just touch the hem of his garment. And as many as touched him were healed. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.